Well, good afternoon on Friday. That's at least when I'm recording it. If you're seeing this some other time during the weekend, I hope it's at least before Sunday morning so you have a chance to make good use of the information. Now, if you're watching this and it's Christmas, you've missed it. You missed it all. I'm sure many of you know already that on Wednesday we were informed that Sergio Marquina tested positive for COVID. He informed us right away after the tests were complete. And he was informing those that he'd had contact with, and he included us in that. We're thankful for that. And you know that we canceled services as we tried to sort through what was going on, who he'd been around, and how that might adversely affect what we were trying to do that night. Of course, if you're in the area, you also know that about the same time I was trying to get that information out, the tornado came through just a little bit south of us here, and we were without power. So there's a lot going on that afternoon. We're thankful to say that that was sorted out for us and for Sergio as well. We wanted to let you know as soon as we knew so that you could make those decisions, and that's what we're trying to update you on at this time as well. One of the things we've discovered since then, that everyone who's been in contact with Sergio that he knows about has taken tests. They've all come out negative. No one's experiencing any symptoms, including Sergio. And so we're really grateful for that he's not having to struggle with it. But it was obviously a setback, and we wanted to deal with it appropriately. We've done a lot of study before and after Wednesday, and we've tried to determine what the science is saying, as well as what our responsibilities and what we want to do to go above and beyond to ensure your safety, your health, and that of your families as well. One of the things that we do know with the latest information is that when there is a positive test or there are first signs of symptoms, the tracing goes back 48 hours from that time. In fact, with Sergio's condition, it wouldn't have affected our Sunday services. It was outside of the boundaries of that. So what we did was just to be cautious all the way around, as we know now. So again, those people who were in contact within that 48-hour time span have been notified and tested, and we're thankful to say things are working out well for everyone. We, as I said, want to act out of an abundance of caution, so that's what's guiding the things that we have done and what we will do in the future. From that point on, they're again recommending a 10-day quarantine, self-quarantine, so that there's not the possibility of affecting anyone else. We met with the officers by way of a Zoom meeting on Thursday night to talk about what we're learning and how we're going to prepare for this going forward if we do have to deal with it again. And we determined that when we learn of someone positive testing or the symptoms begin to show up, that we're going to determine by means of communication with them who were they around for what is considered a significant amount of time in close contact. And we have the definitions of that and what we think are reasonable and understandable. And so we're going to try to determine who they were around. Then our position will be that we'll contact you or them and let them know that, so that they can then go into a self-quarantine and make sure that they are doing their best for their family and their personal health as well. That's going to be how we move forward with this, and that's what we've done in this case as well. We wanted to let you know kind of the process, what we do when we do find that out, and we have unfortunately had a few folks that have tested positive and had some symptoms and difficulties with this. We're thankful to say that those that we know are rebounding and will be back in services as quickly as possible. The good news is that Wednesday's cancellation of service was just Wednesday. Sunday morning, we are planning to meet as scheduled. Sunday school will be online here on Facebook, and then in-person services at 10:30 Sunday morning. The bad news is we had an event scheduled for Sunday night, a pie social. We feel like in the light of all that's going on right now, the weather conditions, this positive test, and our precautions to make sure that you have the best Christmas with your family, the best one you can have and not have to be worried about this, we are going to cancel the Pie Social Fellowship on Sunday night. There will not be an event Sunday night at 6. In fact, there will not be a service Sunday night at 6. One service Sunday morning, 10:30, and we want you to be there. We invite you. If your health allows it, and your doctors are not keeping you or discouraging you from attending, please come and be with us. If you are, stay home, and we will be broadcasting live online as well. And thankful for those that are making that possible. Just want to share something with you by way of a challenge and encouragement today. We use the term often, Merry Christmas. My wife and I were at dinner a few weeks ago, and the young lady that was serving us said, Merry Christmas. And then she paused and she said, well, I hope you say that. And she said, I know some people talk about happy holidays, and she gave us her own point of view about that. She was rather disturbed about it. And I understand it. I get it. I prefer that as well. Merry Christmas. And then I get to thinking, there are a lot of people for this time of year is very difficult for them. And it's tough to be joyful and merry. And that statement rings a little hollow in their heads. They've lost a loved one. They've been going through difficulties. And we say this every year. Can you imagine with me that 2020 probably has compounded that for many people? Not just in the loss of loved ones or family or friends, but sometimes the loss of incomes, the loss of stability, the loss of just what we know to be comfortable and familiar, and it's difficult for them. Outside of making Christmas strictly materialistic, what's at the core of it? Well, we know as believers, and that's what we celebrate each Sunday, is at the core of it is this message, Emmanuel, God with us. And we talk about those people who are struggling with the loss and the difficulty this time of year. What do they need? They need a lot of things, but one of the things that we can do for them is encouragement. A reminder of the presence of God. God came to be with us, and He is with us. I think perhaps we could remind them of that and maybe share with them. And again, this is a very difficult time to do that, but share with them the presence of God, not just in story, but manifest that to them, demonstrate that to them of what it means to show them, for someone to be invested in their life, spend time with them, be concerned about them. The things that the world talks about, they all have their place. There's a celebration that goes on independent of anything of Christ. But what we need to focus on is the truth of this message. God came to be with us. And the Holy Spirit of God lives within His children. And today we get to be that wonderful representation to the people around us that God does care and He wants to be with us. And maybe we can just in the next several days demonstrate that to some people around us, show them what it means like to be in their life. Show them what it means like to spend time and be concerned and give attention to them. Because there are some people who are really hurting. May we be those who bring a little bit of that Merry Christmas in its truest sense into their lives. I hope you'll take that challenge with the spirit that is intended and find an opportunity to put it in practice. We do look forward to seeing you Sunday morning, 10:30 in person, 9:30 here online. God bless you guys.